Hey everybody, welcome to TacosandGeeks.com reviews here. Justin here, and I'm going to be reviewing Sword Art Online Fatal Bullet, which is available now for your PlayStation 4. As always, we're going to give you guys a brief product description, and I'm going to talk about story, graphics, sound, gameplay, and of course our final score. So here we go. Your choices are heavier and faster than a bullet. Experience an original story where you are the protagonist in a world of Gun Gale Online. Create your own avatar and explore devastating lands with your partner AI while experiencing exciting third-person shooting in this action RPG. Encounter enemies and run into the new and familiar faces from Sword Art Online series. Interact with the characters from Sword Art Online original novels, anime, and previous games. You navigate a world that is vastly personalized and visually enhanced. As an action-based RPG, gun battle plays a large role unlike previous games, with unique and realistic designs resembles something out of a sci-fi movie and numerous other weapons and fighting styles to choose from. Stunning visuals also accompany this game thanks to the power of the Unreal Engine 4, which lends realism to the textures and materials, further immersing the player into the dynamic world of Sword Art Online Fatal Bullet. And I would have to say this from a story standpoint, this is actually the best story compared to the other games. One thing I will have to say for those who are kind of worried, like, oh my god, do I have to know about Sword Art Online to play this game? No, thankfully. What this game does is basically take the main premise and concept of what Sword Art Online is from the anime and the manga, and they simplify it for the general audience to understand, that way no one is confused or lost. So you don't have to worry about proper certain terms and story arcs. They basically give you the whole premise of what Sword Art Online is from the beginning, what you're seeing from cutscenes here. And the one thing I really did like about this is that we truthfully now have our own avatar. So we really do feel like we're part of the Sword Art Online universe, which I really was hoping for from the previous games. But this one really does that concept well, of putting you in this new game, Gun Gale Online, and where you're just this protagonist who's starting his day because his friend Kriya sent him an invite, and he joins the game, and he is lucky enough to find a rare item early in the beginning of this game, and from there he attracts the attention of certain Sword Art Online characters, and of course new characters to the game, just made specifically for the game, and everybody wants this rare item. Everybody wants to get to know him. Everybody wants to challenge him, and this great characterization on your protagonist part. You get to learn more of the history of the Sword Art Online characters, which I thought was really good, without giving too much heavies on the spoilers, so people can still go back and read the manga and watch the anime. So I thought they did a really great job of establishing the story, and it takes at least 2 hours and 2 hours and 30 minutes of tutorials, but through those tutorials, it does a great job of world building. So it's building the world. So yes, you're going through countless tutorials, which might turn some people off, but it does it in a way that progresses your character, progresses the arc of this game. And I thought the story was actually really fantastic in the way they handled everything. And I thought it was pretty cool. And one thing I definitely had to give credit to is that they introduced Sword Art Online for a new audience while also keeping the core audience engaged as well. Now, what is this game without creating your avatar? Well, this is what a lot of us who were, when they first announced the first Sword Art Online game, was hoping for, was this: the ability to create our avatar with our own personalization. So they give you a couple of things that you can do. You get to select, first you select your body, you can choose your gender, male or female, and of course your different styles of your hair. You can change your eyes, so you can have various customizations, which I thought was pretty cool. You even have a couple of anime Easter eggs when it comes to the clay section, so you can have certain things that's from Naruto, Dragon Ball Z. So there's a couple of Easter egg nods, and when you choose certain things when it comes to customization of your character. One thing I really did like is the fact that you can highlight your hair and your have one or two colors, but there's a lot of customizations you can do later on. You can go, once you find and become friends with the main cast of Sword Art Online, they'll be able to customize your clothes or make clothes for you, so you'll be able to change the color of your outfits, find more outfits. There's so much to do in this game and so much items that you actually have to pick up. And I thought it was pretty cool that they went in a little bit more detailed on customization of your avatar and choosing the voice of your avatar. So they did a really good job. Only thing I will say, customization, it does feel a little bit basic. So if you're expecting a really in-depth creation, like, oh, let me enlarge the arms, or let me change the size of the eyes, like you know, really detailed like NBA 2K or WWE 2K, it's not gonna happen here. It's just basically presets of avatars that you get to choose from and just customize from hair to eyes, the clothes, the colors, skin color, voice, and etc. So don't expect it too in-depth detail of customization here, but it is enough for an anime game, so I wouldn't really make that a killer. But I do like the fact that you were able to really create your avatar and just play with your avatar throughout the game, and he or she is the driving force of the entire game. And I thought they did a really good job of really introducing that from a story standpoint. And of course you get to select your name and everything else. So it's really great that the way they introduced the avatar into the game. I really thought it was pretty damn cool what they were able to convey to the audience. And I think the fact that we have our own customization characters makes it that much better. So let's talk a little bit about how this game is played. Now there's so many different ways you can play this game, and one thing is the whole premise is this is a third-person shooter action RPG. However, you are able to have swords as well in order to progress, but it's up to you to decide what type of guns you like, what type of equipment you think you'll do. So right now I'm gonna go to show you how you actually implement the swords as well, the light swords, and to actually play the game. But there's so much guns. You have your typical pistols, sniper rifles, assault rifles, machine guns, Gatling guns as well. And then of course you have the sword here. And I will strongly recommend to anybody out there, do not use the sword unless you're at a high level. If you know you can take enemies out with a couple of swipes, as you see here, or at least low level enemies, because this game is heavily gun based, and if you do not have the right guns or the right tools or at the right level, you're going to die. This game is challenging, and I want to stress that this game does get challenging later on, because you're going to be facing bosses. Even at the early stage, I was facing bosses that were like level 25 and I'm only level 12, and it took some time and strategy of leveling up and trying to get the right, seeing what right gun will fit for this particular boss. So you have some bosses that need like EMP attacks. You have some bosses that might actually need a quick melee attack. So it's pretty cool, and I really like it. And one thing also, since this is action RPG world, you do have, of course, leveling up. So as you can see here, my character Skylar, you can level up your strength, your agility, your intellect, your dex, your luck, of course. Typical basic RPG stuff. And of course you have your skills here. Skills are very, very important, because this is going to determine what you're able to do on the battlefield with your guns, like how powerful you can shoot. Of course, your gadgets. Gadgets are things like your grenades, your first aid kits, how often you can heal. And of course, the weapon selection is absolutely amazing, from your pistols, your shotguns, your UMGs, your assault rifles, your snipers, your Gatling guns, rocket launchers, and of course your swords. And I really did like the fact that they include a lot of stuff. And of course, we have your equipment such as your armor and all this stuff you can actually find on the battlefield. You pick it up from enemies and materials. There's also, you can also there's a lot of stuff, sorry. You can also transform your weapons, enhance your weapons. You can enhance your clothes, your armor. And one thing I really do like here too is I love this introduction of a bank system, I call it, where you have your partner AI who's able to deposit or withdraw money. She holds your money, so you're not going to the store and you're not spending all your stuff. So if there's a weapon that you're dying to buy, say like there's a rocket launcher that's 500 grand, just put put it in your savings account and balance it out. That way you can have, see right now, as you can see, I have 60,000 in my wallet right now. I mean 60,000 in my savings account, and I have 148,000 in my wallet. So I'm going to transfer 40,000 to my savings. That way I can continue building up for that special rare item that I'm waiting for, which I'm not going to spoil. You can also withdraw the money if you're running out of cash. You can give her allowance as well, so it's money that she can hold, that she spends for you to better upgrade you guys and your team and everything else. So, and I thought this banking system is really cool, and you can also customize your partner AI facial expressions or emotes such as serious, cute, and you can change your outfit too. She's also basically a second character that's you can't control, but she's with you at all times, which I thought was pretty nice introduction. I didn't really want to talk about too much about the AI because it is a very important story element, and I don't want to spoil that too much. So you can also give her allowances. I stated that with the allowance, she can go out on her own and she'll buy weapons and stuff like that. So this is a multiplayer game, so I think we should talk a little bit about multiplayer. Well, it's not a multiplayer game, it's a single campaign game, but it does have multiplayer options as well. So this, of course, multiplayer is PvP and online co-op, and this is the online co-op mode when you just basically, you could create a room or join a room, and you have various ways of options, just like you do in a single campaign mode, is such as treasure hunting to find rare items, bounty hunting where you basically are taking down the largest enemies, and then you, of course, you have other regular missions too, and dungeons as well to do. So this is basically kind of like the bounty hunter mode when you're just taking down the enemies, and I absolutely find it's so much better. I will say it feels so crisp. I had no problem with lag or connection. People online were really fun to play with. We communicate, and it's actually really fun, especially if you're playing with strangers or with your friends. And I would say my only gripe with this one was that I didn't get any level up points that will apply to me when I go offline or when I'm just doing the regular story or doing it by myself. I did find rare items and stuff. I thought that was cool, but it would be nice to actually level up during the online mode as well. And this is the player versus player mode, which, you guys, I would have to say this, for your own sanity and your own skill levels, only go in matches where people match your level and skill set. Otherwise, you're going to get sniped like I just did. With someone, you'll be facing people that's level 39 and you're like only 14. And they have better weapons. They've been playing the game long and they have better weapons and more power on them. It's just a complete slaughter fest. And I say that's probably, you don't have to go through that if you obviously choose same level, same Wi-Fi connection, everything else. But if you're just going all out and just random, you're probably going to be mismatched, and it's not going to be much fun to play with. You're just constantly getting shot down every 10 seconds. It's not going to be a fun game for you. But overall, I would definitely say that Sword Art Online, you guys, if I have to give it a rating of buy it, wait for a sale, or skip it, buy it. If you're a fan of Sword Art Online, this is a must get. It's a fun game to play. I enjoy it, and for those who like a letter grade, I give it a solid B+. It does feel a little bit repetitive from time to time, and it does take a long time to get into the actual meat of the story, but it's pretty damn good. It's pretty damn addictive, and it's pretty cool. This is Justin from protagonistgeeks.com saying, later days. Catch you on the next one.